Alright, now in this part 2 of the videos, we're going to start with the second step. Okay, remember once again, I.L.A.C, I.L.A.C, issue, law, application, conclusion. We are now at the second step, which is L. So we got to find the relevant law. If you can identify the correct legal issues, you can easily identify the relevant law. Okay, your issue must be the correct one. Then only you can find what under which topic is the question or the problems which concern. Okay, so let's say the issues is incorrect. Okay, you mentioned the issue as whether Akmal is hungry. So what is the relevant law to support that? Is there any law that concern with a person who is hungry? Of course no. So how you will be answering, right? So that is how important correct legal issues. What is relevant law? Okay, general rules that relate to issues. It can be rules. Like I always mention in the class, okay, first thing first, you need to know what is the general rules. What are the definition with the all terms involved, okay, under the general rules or the topic. Okay, and then secondly, the relevant sections. For each topic, for each subtopic, there will be section involved, and there will also be relevant cases. It could be one, it could be more than one. Okay, you really have to know all about these general rules, section, and cases. Okay, you can read from textbook and also slides. Then you have to explain them. Explain what are the general rules. Explain about the sections. You have to quote from the provisions as mentioned in the Act, and then you can explain also based on your understanding. And lastly, explain the cases. The cases you should be able to firstly name what is the case, and then what are the facts involved. Okay, what is the story behind the case and the legal issues, and then what and also mention about the help. Okay, what the court has identified and the decision of the court. We start off with the MUKHRIZ'S case. Firstly, what you got to do for the laws, okay, you briefly stated the duties of agent and principal as what we have learned before. Okay, what is the duties of agent, what is the duties of principal, and then you focus on duty of agent not to receive secret profit, because okay, the first one is a general one. Okay, you stated briefly. Okay, second step, you will have to focus on the exact problem or specific topic on that. Okay, for this case, focus on duty of agent not to receive secret profit, and duty of principal to pay salary but may refuse to pay if agent did misconduct act. After that, you explain what are the remedies that the principal may claim because of that breach by the agent. Then explain the relevant section involved and also the relevant cases. Okay, mention the facts and also help. Okay, for Notra case, okay, it's about agency by necessity, right? So first, you briefly stated the 5 methods in creating an agency relationship. Mention all of that, okay? And second step, focus on the specific problem, legal problem in the problematic question. So in Notra's case, focus on formation of agency by necessity or emergency. You will need to explain the situation where agency by necessity might arise, and then explain this condition under agency by necessity. Add with a relevant section and also relevant cases. Right, coming to third step, which is I.L.A. Okay, A. Now we are at the A, which is the application. In the application, whatever rules, section and cases that you have mentioned in the law section, you will have to apply for the current case, okay, which are for the MUKHRIZ'S case and also for Notra's case. And after the application, you will need to advise Nazri and also Notra accordingly. If the situation in Notra's case and MUKHRIZ'S case suit the law section and cases, you may advise them, okay, whether to sue or not to sue. It really depends on the strength of the situation. You will have to answer all legal issues under the first step. Okay, first step, which is the issues. Okay, let's say you got 3 issues, right, before this, or 2 issues. You will have to apply to all issues available. Okay, this is an example. In MUKHRIZ'S situation, Nazri, sorry for the misspelling, Nazri should be, can sue MUKHRIZ'S because he had received secret profit by secretly keeping the 5,000 ringgit. Nazri may claim the 6 remedies. What is the 6 remedies? Okay, you may look at the page 101 of the textbook. Okay, for example, the remedies will be principal may repudiate, okay, or terminate the contract, boleh tolak contract tu, tak nak dah buat contract tu. Secondly, principal may recover the amount of debt. Dia boleh claim that 5,000 ringgit, or the principal may refuse to pay agent's commission. You have to go through the textbook and look for the 6 remedies. Okay. Then Nazri can also refuse to pay MUKHRIZ'S salary for the misconduct act of MUKHRIZ'S. That is the application. Now for Notra. In Notra's situation, Notra cannot sue Mio for selling the potatoes because all the 4 conditions under agency by necessity have been fulfilled. But Notra can ask Mio to pay damages for selling the desks and chairs because they are not perishable goods. Because like in the case, it's the potatoes that were rotten, okay, not the desks or chairs. Okay, those items are not affected, so why you have to sell all those items? Okay, so in this event, Notra can ask Mio to pay damages for those items. And then lastly, we come to the conclusion. Finally, write a conclusion, which is a summary of the whole context. For example, for MUKHRIZ'S case, as a conclusion, an agent cannot receive secret profit or commit misconduct act while performing his duties to his principal. For Notra case, to conclude my answer before taking any necessary actions, an agent should always get his principal instruction and try his very best to protect his principal interests as well. Right, we have done with the I.L.A.C. So you will need some exercises, of course. Okay, in finding legal issues, providing the relevant laws, advising parties, and writing a conclusion. So that's it. Thank you, and we will do some exercise afterwards. Okay, thank you so much.